Hey guys, this is Kenny Dubman, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Hey, man.
Hey guys and
How you
girls.
doing?
Hey, I'm Bruce. That's my partner's Chris and Rena.
Hey guys.
So Kenny,
All
I'm
right.
gonna be totally honest with you and right up front. All right. I have asked Tom for any kind of info, and we've been digging. We're kind of going into this cold because we don't know all that much about you.
All right. Well,
Why don't you tell us about you?
Yeah. So hang on. Let me hit record before you do any. Oh, I hit record already. We're good.
okay. So my name is Kenny Dubman. I'm from Monmouth County, New Jersey. Started this phase of music making in, well, I want to say like 2014. Started writing for my first record, which came out in 2016. I have a long musical history prior to that. I was in a band called Prophet. It was like a Jersey bar staple cover band during the 80s. We went on to do 3 records before that kind of ran its course. Did a couple more things after that, and then I just kind of bailed out of the writing and recording and music for like 20 plus years, 23 years,
Wow.
something like that. And just had my passion for it reignited in, like the mid 2000 teens, 2014. Put my first solo record out, Reckless Abandon, in 2016, followed with another one in 2018. And here we are about to put out number 3 called Conflicted.
Nice.
How's that for a nutshell?
That's
What?
beautiful.
What reignited your
Perfect.
passion? What reignited your passion for writing?
That's a very good question. I was coming out of a really rough patch in my personal life, like went on for a really long time. And I had kind of cleaned house and I was regrouping, and I stumbled upon Blackberry Smoke's Whippoorwill album just randomly on YouTube, because I would sit down to work on my computer every day and pick a couple records just to play through. This is before, they would stop between every track for a commercial. You could actually hear a whole record. And that was the Whippoorwill was in a sidebar, and I clicked on it and I listened to it once, and I was like, you know what? These guys are really good. This is some good stuff. I haven't heard anything like this really since the 70s. Next day, went back, listened again and again and again. A year later, I'm still listening to it every day. And after a while, I started thinking, like, if there's a band out there making music this good that people won't really want to listen to, maybe I should think about doing it too. And like the ideas started to come shortly after that. And then the ideas turned into songs, and then the songs eventually turned into this mass that made me say, maybe I should go do another record. And there I was, like, making it was so out of the blue, but that whole experience literally changed my life, because here I am again. Now it's the number one driving force of my life is writing and recording again.
So, had you completely stopped writing and playing during your hiatus, or did you still?
I'm sorry. I never stopped playing. Like, I was in cover bands and acoustic duos. I was in wedding bands for a while, but the thought of like writing a song and like making a record was like my passion had gone completely elsewhere. I was married to the sea, so to speak. I got my captain's license, started a charter fishing business here in New Jersey that actually ended up doing really well. And that was my focus, was like laser. I was laser focused on that business and fishing.
Nice.
So that's where it had gone. And that's what it initially kind of took me away from it in the early 90s, is I was just sick of like beating my head against the wall with demos that nobody cared about. And at the same time, I was really like, I've always been a fisherman, and I was kind of getting a taste of the salt water of like the big stuff. And I was like, holy shit, man, this is insane out here. And that steamrolled into eventually, getting a license and wanting to do it for a living.
Interesting.
Oh, cool.
Crazy shit, right? You didn't think you'd hear that today.
No, but I want to go back. I want to go back for 1 second. You said you've been around for a while in the Jersey scene. So I think I may have come across you guys. Did you guys used to play Lemoore?
We sure did.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing you.
We did. Prophet did a Steady Thursday there for quite some time.
I grew up in Valley Stream and used to go to Lemoore, as a kid, right through the 80s, probably starting in 83, 84. So I'm dating myself, but That
Yeah,
was
so
my home.
you kind of caught the tail end of it, of when we were there. I guess I don't know. I guess I want to say probably maybe through 85 we played there.
Yeah, so I definitely have come across you for sure.
We loved that place, man.
That
And
was.
people, like, I'm still friends with people now that I
Are you
met.
part of that Facebook group with Alex Kane?
I'm not.
Oh, you should join it. He's got Alex Kane, the DJ guy. He has a Facebook page for all things Lemoore.
I've actually heard about that. I try to spend as little time on social media as
Well, there you
possible.
go. But I've
for my
actually got
mental health.
I've ordered a bunch of like hoodies and sweatshirts and whatever. I still have great memories of that place. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, no, I mean, and there were so many cool people there, so many great, passionate music fans. Like I said, I'm still friends with quite a few of those people now that have latched onto what I'm doing now, and it's fantastic.
That's great.
So
I love that we came into this podcast thinking that we don't know who this dude is, and now Bruce is like, "Hey, I used to watch you play." You know, like,
Now you know too much.
Right.
that wasn't me. It wasn't me. So do you have plans, live show plans?
Actually, I hold on, let me I gotta close this. If I lose you guys when I gotta close an Outlook window that's beeping, so let me come back.
Stupid Outlook. Oh my god, I hate Microsoft
Okay.
tools so much.
Oh,
I'm
you
back.
stayed with us.
Well, I had an email browser open. I had to get rid of it. What was I talking about?
Live shows.
Oh yeah, live shows. So yeah, that's definitely part of the plan. I just signed with a new management agency. That I'm really excited about this because they're taking the ball, so to speak, and running with every aspect of what I'm doing: social media, streaming, radio, and it's couldn't have happened at a better time because the record's not even out yet.
Yeah.
So, and they actually have a booking division, and they're doing a lot of shows with their other bands down south right now that are drawing really well. So I'm going to be like the new guy on that scene, and that's where it's all. That's where it's going to start.
What does it feel like kind of starting over again when you've already started and kind of finished and then start again?
Well, this start is like it's weird. I don't feel like I'm just jumping back in the race. I feel like this is a whole brand new thing.
That's what I mean. Like, how does that feel?
It feels awesome because I entered into it in a different way this time. It's kind of hard to explain, but the song ideas came in a whole different way. And what I mean by that is, as guitar players, we tend to write a guitar riff first, like a cool riff, like a Black Dog or a Heartbreaker or whatever, and then you're like, wow, I got a real cool song idea, but that's really not a song idea. It's a guitar riff that you back into the song with and build a song around that riff. And when I started getting ideas this time around, it wasn't that way. It was more of like a vocal melody over some changes while playing acoustic guitar, which is really more of a building block fundamentals way to write a song than coming up with a guitar riff.
Absolutely.
Just a guitar riff. You know what I mean? So it feels entirely different this time through.
Interesting.
It better. Feels better.
Do you feel like what you went through when you were younger prepared you for what you're doing now?
There's no question. All the time with Prophet and learning about, writing and studio and everything that went along with it is absolutely, a fundamental part of who I am as a musician and a writer and a, producer. Every aspect of it, I learned how to do it all with Prophet. And, I took that into subsequent projects right after Prophet, went in as the main guy, the main writer and producer and all that kind of stuff. So all that stuff, if I didn't have all that built up, I would never have been able to just jump in.
But the music business has changed so dramatically in the years since Prophet. Do you find it difficult navigating the new music scene?
I haven't really navigated it, and that's why I just signed with a management agency that knows how to do it. Nice. It's all like self-starter stuff now. It's all knowing how to manipulate social media and streaming platforms and all that crap that I don't know a goddamn thing about, which they know everything about.
Right, you're not stapling flyers to the telephone poles all over town.
No, I still do that, but just for my own health. No, I don't do that anymore. The last time I did that actually was to give guitar lessons in like the early 2000s. I would have.
Did you have the little thing on the bottom where you put your phone number and they could tear it
Yeah,
off?
and you cut the strips and they could just pull it off. And actually got a lot of students from that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but that was back when there were phone booths, and that's where I put them all over all the phone booths, and I actually built it. That was when I jumped kind of. Yeah, so that's even another.
So let me ask you a question. Who's stopping by a random phone booth and deciding, oh shit, I need a guitar lesson right now?
I don't know, maybe out of 100 people, but it worked.
That's good.
Yeah, those worked. I actually did guitar lessons with a guitar player named Dave Martone that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
do you still have the little tab that you pulled off the post?
No, I don't. I was walking to work and I started playing guitar. I was a bass player originally, and I started playing guitar, but I didn't even know how to hold a pick. I was just like, what the hell do I do? So I was walking to work and I saw a flyer and I pulled it off. I didn't know who he was, but he's a Berkeley graduate. He's sponsored by like everybody, and he plays on all kinds of big people's records. And I didn't know. I was just like, okay, I'll do a guitar lesson. So I did.
Damn, that's awesome credentials. Mine just had a picture of Hendrix that said "Play guitar like a pro."
Nice.
So I just
that's better credentials. That's better credentials.
I just use
but that's actually really
image.
good. I'm a copywriter by profession, and that is like always keep it as short as possible and punchy as possible.
Did I infringe? I mean, I don't want like the Hendrix estate to come back after me now for doing that.
I don't think they'll care. We want our percentage of royalties for the guitar lessons you gave.
So how many lessons did you give between 2001 and 2005?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We're phoning the
Most
IRS.
of our listeners are in Iceland, so you're saying
okay.
No, we're big in Iceland. Yeah. It's not like not even big.
It's a running joke. It's a running joke.
Yeah,
but it's
like
true. Somehow we're charting in Iceland. I have no idea, like, what the demographics in Iceland are, but the show is actually charting in Iceland for the last few months.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I almost went to Iceland a few years ago. I still regret not going on that trip. I just didn't have the money at the time. And a group of my buddies went, and they said it was just like I got to see all the pictures. It looked amazing.
It's surreal. It's like another planet when you get there. Like, honestly, like the scenery is just so beautiful. I'm an emotional person who's an artist, so like me getting emotional over things isn't news, but it was just so fucking beautiful there that I just looked at things and cried because it's stuff that you can't see anywhere else. It's just like,
okay, well, let me give you a full shot of me. Maybe you can think that I'm beautiful.
Where's the
tears are gonna be
He's crying.
Love the t-shirt. What does the t-shirt say?
It says it's
Where's the flu?
Yeah, it's Where's Waldo, but it's a coronavirus term.
I see. That's clever.
Yeah.
Super clever. Yeah, but go to Iceland if you have that. But it's like for us, like we're not big in Japan, but we're moderately noticed in Iceland, which is just as good.
Well, I definitely look forward to the exposure, the Icelandic exposure.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't there an island north of Iceland called Svalbard? I believe there is. And it's like you can go there and go on these like polar bear safaris. Like it's like crazy shit, and everybody has to carry a rifle.
Oh, wow.
I'm not kidding.
But we don't even know. We could be being broadcast on that boat right now. Those could be our listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Some guy with earpods.
I want to know about this island, though. I want to know about this island.
Svalbard, it's called. Yeah. Check it out. Look it up. A good friend of mine is into these, like intense alternate adventures, and he's the one that found that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Chris, yeah, I think it's like you fly into Reykjavik and then you take like an hour flight or something across water, and you land on Svalbard, and there's like nothing there, man. It's like really, it's a hardcore adventure, not for the faint of heart, from what I understand.
So is it a sightseeing adventure? It's not a hunting adventure, right?
No, it's not hunting, but you have to like carry a gun everywhere you go up there.
Right, for protection. I got it.
You could just turn around and see this white wall coming at you.
Right.
But killing a polar bear there is punishable by death. So then you got that. So you have to pick your poison. No, I'm kidding. It's not.
Nice. Are there
What
moose
are we
there?
even talking about?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
We never know. But I wonder if there are moose up there because we had a whole conversation about moose in the last podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but I know in Maine there's plenty of them. Maine and in Canada.
True.
Yeah, there's plenty in
True.
Canada.
And you know why I'm super familiar with Maine? Because every single Stephen King book is located in goddamn Maine.
Yes.
Oh, it's always in Maine.
I thought
Like
you
in
were
my
gonna
head,
jump
he's described Maine to me in great detail. I've never been there, but I have a very clear image in my head. But Maine.
I get it. I've read a whole bunch of his stuff. Haven't in years, but like I mean, I've read a ton of Stephen
All right,
King.
so I've read a ton for a long time, and then I stopped as well. What was your favorite?
Believe it or not, it was a 80-page novella called The Mist.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was about
okay.
And they did a movie on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
too.
It's about a fog
have-
that descends on a town, and there's all kinds of freaky, scary, like these giant spiders
Yeah.
in the fog that are killing people. I was like, holy shit, that really struck a nerve. But I guess probably The Stand
Yeah, what a book.
out of all the novels. I mean, I don't know where that guy gets his creativity, man. That's coming from somewhere,
He
not
kind of
a
lost
computer.
me. He kind of lost me after Needful Things, but the stuff before that, even the Gunslinger stuff.
Oh my God, the
That was great.
Gunslinger series.
Yeah, I
is-
like that a lot.
Like The Stand is probably my favorite Stephen King book, but the Gunslinger series is my favorite Stephen King story. If that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Never seen it or read it, but I'll have to look into that.
I highly
Oh,
recommend. I think it's a
yeah.
trilogy now.
No, don't watch the movies.
No. But I think there's 3 books.
No, there's 7 books.
Oh, well, I'm way behind.
It's a long motherfucking read, man. But the Gunslinger sucks you in because it's like 150 pages or whatever, just tiny. The first book,
Yeah.
and then the second one is a Stephen King book, and then the next ones are like 1,050 pages, 1,200 pages.
but
like-
they're not set in Maine. It's a whole future world.
Yeah, and
Right. Okay, that's true.
and they intertwine with all of his other characters in every book that he's written.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm definitely
it's-
gonna
It's
start that because
crazy.
I'm about finishing a book right now, so I'm gonna need something to dig into.
Yeah, you're gonna hate me for it because it takes forever to read, but it's amazing. Anyways,
I could never hate that face.
no,
That's-
Never.
I feel so lucky.
You got anything?
No. I'm just like, I in my head, that sentence ended with Kenny like giving a bit of a peck on Chris's bald head, like you can never hate that
Hey,
face, you know.
I'm not totally bald. I'm not totally bald.
No,
There's some
true.
there.
True.
It had nothing to do with
Kenny,
hair.
like,
Had nothing to do with hair.
even though we didn't get that like background info on you, we did listen to your music, and I have to say,
Oh, good.
like, I'm a big fan of like really like the old timey bluesy rock, and obviously don't know your like the new material, but the ones that were on Spotify, I really liked, and it was like good stuff. I love that, like true to the core, just really telling that story, trusting the simplicity and the, like the spirit of goddamn rock and roll and blues. So
Yeah, it felt
you
like
know.
It felt like blue collar music to me. Like this
It-
is.
It most definitely is. It's just if I had to pick, if I had to characterize it, I would just say it's just American hard driving guitar rock and roll.
Yeah,
That's perfect. Yeah.
perfect.
So have you guys gotten to hear the new stuff yet from Conflicted?
No, so I reached out to Tom a couple times and I never got anything back. That's why I said we were flying solo or flying.
Holy shit! Well, I'm gonna have to email you that as soon as we end today.
Yeah,
Please do, because I would love to hear it.
It's brutallydelicious@gmail.com. Real easy.
Okay.
yeah, I'd love to hear it too. I blasted
Hey.
Old Dog this morning.
Thank you,
Awesome.
my friend. I appreciate your time. I'm glad that worked out. We were kind of flying blind, which we don't normally do, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but worked out pretty well.
No, and it worked out perfectly, I would say, with the whole like I've been watching you play in my
I had no idea, right?
past. Yeah, that was like today has been pretty epic, and like this is the last one for me because it's late here in Finland where I am. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah, it was a little crazy. I also have a band. I did an episode with these guys, and here I am 2 years later,
We haven't been able to get rid of it since.
still doing these shows.
Anyway,
Kind of like mold, you
Yeah.
can't get rid of it.
Kenny, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I appreciate you having me. And it's a brutally delicious at Gmail.
Yep, gmail.com. You send me that stuff, I'll get it to them as well so we can all listen to it.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Will do. I
Thank you,
can't
my
believe
friend.
that you couldn't get the tracks out of Tom.
No, I tried, and he kept saying he was going to do it, or he was reaching out to somebody, and it just never happened. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. We flew it. We got it done. You'll send them.
I'm gonna have to smack that guy when I see him.
Exactly.
No
Slap him
worries at
down,
all.
you know.
All right, guys. hey,
And we'll never get another interview from Tom again.
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
true.
all right, guys.
All
Great
right.
to meet all of you, and we'll talk to you soon. And listen, after you get a chance to digest this record, shoot me an email. Let me know what you think.
Absolutely.
You got
Will
it.
do. All right. Be well, my friend.
All right, take care,
Take care.
guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.